Must check email. Dear Strongbad, do you ever feed the ducks? Personally, I think feeding the ducks is the greatest thing in the world. What are your thoughts on this subject? Your friend, Ron Kiwi. Unfortunately, Mr. Kiwi, there are no ducks by my house. But I do have a pretty sweet duck pond simulator for my computer. Check it out, man. Wow. You're right, Ron. This is the greatest thing in the world. I mean, it's like I'm right there, at the pond. Come here, ducky. Whoa, man, these graphics are state of the art. Graphics.
Hey everyone, welcome to Activity 3.2. Today we're going to continue on with our email unit, but we're coming right up to the end of it. And next week I'll actually be assigning to you your first formal piece of writing, which is going to be to write the best email that you can to a person of your choice. And I'll be assessing that piece of writing with the rubric that we've been working with for the past couple of activities. But before we get to that assignment next week, I want to make sure you feel really confident and really comfortable with the difference between a well-written email and one that's not so great. So we're going to do one last practice activity today. Now, let's get started. In order to do this activity, you're going to need to access a document that's in Google Classroom today. So to go to Google Classroom, of course, just click on this Google Classroom icon. And once you are at your Google Classroom homepage, navigate to Communications. And then in the tabs at the top, click on Classwork. Now, all four of these should be blue for you. The document that you want to open today is called Email Etiquette Practice 2, and in parentheses, Activity 3.2. So I'm going to click on this to expand it, and you'll see the directions here. And then below in this box, if you click on it, it'll open up your copy of this document. Now let's just take a quick look at it together. It says Email Etiquette, compare the examples. Look at the difference between these two emails and then respond to them in writing. Which email do you think practices better etiquette and why? How might the recipient respond differently to each email and why? So here are two emails. They have both been written by an example student to a teacher, both for the same purpose, but they sound very different from each other. And I want you to look through both of these, email number 1 on the left, email number 2 on the right, and think as you're reading them, what's the difference between them? Then go down to the next page. And it says, after reading and comparing the two example student emails, please grade each one using the rubrics below, and then reflect on which email you think is more effective by answering the reflection questions. So let's just look at that really quick. This first email, or this first rubric, is for you to use to grade email number 1 from above. That's this one on the left. And if I go down to the third page, this rubric here is for you to grade email number 2 from above. That's this one on the right. So go through for each of these emails, and you've done this before, so it should be pretty familiar to you, but go through each item on the checklist and check this box off if it does that thing, and if it doesn't, don't check the box. Now, sometimes it might be up to your judgment, so not everybody will have the exact same answer all the time, but just be ready to give a reason for why you checked it or you didn't check it. Just to remind you how the checkboxes work, if you click on the checkbox once, it'll highlight all of the checkboxes from that cell. And then if you click on it another time, then it will highlight just that checkbox that you want. Once it's highlighted blue like that, if you two-finger click on it, you get this option of what do you want to turn it into, and you want to turn it into a check. So, but if that's not working for you, don't fret over that. You can just like type yes or no after each one, and that does just the same. So don't worry about it if it's not working for you. Remember, every checkbox is worth a point. So if let's say they have 2 boxes checked here, you would put a 2 over here. If they had no boxes checked, you'd put a 0 over here. And then total up these 4 boxes when you're done and put their total score out of 12 right there. And then talk about what did this email do well? What could be improved? Add a couple of comments. Do the same for the second email. And then here are the reflection questions that I'd like you to end this activity with. It says, please answer each of these with 2 to 3 sentences. Please use specific examples from the example emails to back up your responses. So, for example, in the first question, it says, which email practices better etiquette and why? Please don't just write email to, period, and be done. I want you to write with 2 or 3 sentences to back up your opinion. So give specific examples from that email that made it a better email. Okay? Please do the same for each of these. Give examples. Excellent. So that's this activity. Thank you guys for watching this and have a wonderful day.